Huh? Are you asking me? I am Horropedia. And you are... the big one? The athlete? The smaller one? The fool? And the slim one? The scholar? The only girl who's standing here? The virgin?
It seems like the first girl who lay down. I'm talking about you, right, a blondie.
Actually, you are. A giant monster? A fake friend of yours? A sudden nightfall? Anything here not like a horror movie? Negative from me. Those who remain alone in a horror movie never end up safe and sound. If the butcher is really lingering outside the door, you will be his first blood. Although you are rude, impolite, and suspected of ancestry discrimination, I suggest you to take someone with you for the sake of your safety. He really didn't do that on purpose, did he?
What on purpose?
He said and did all the things you shouldn't be doing. We are in a horror movie. His actions are like taking some sleeping pills, putting the noose around his neck, and shooting himself in the head. Relax, man. Firstly, Lone Wolf disappears. Next, it will be the people who failed to escape. Now we must stick together.
At least the rain was the origin of all these weird things. You shouldn't have walked into it.
The last girl normally has 2 categories. Anna's the exemplar of the first kind. Pure, innocent, and mild like a virgin. The second kind is those cool girls. More condescending, erudite, and sophisticated. This category can easily tackle any difficulties and make sensible choices, like our Miss Tooth Fairy.
They are all good girls, approved by society. Therefore, people reward them with the privilege to survive.
The Critter's Claw and the Butcher's Cleaver will never hurt them or kill them.
So what do you mean?
I mean, please don't worry. Anne will be fine. She is safe. She is particularly safe before we die. But if we lose her, the probability of our death will go up, 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 and up. Just as the classic plot goes, this is the right timing. Wow, a miracle. The brave heart and the miserable death of the crazy criminal killed by his own weapon. This is the last girl. You offered us the best odds. We have the last girl. Blondie, I need to remind you that the character who relies on others always leads to a miserable end. Perhaps we have lost our minds without realizing it. This is the all-time favorite trick of the plotter. He takes the whole situation under control, playfully teases the innocent participants like us, through which he gains a special sense of fulfillment.
But we have our means to cope with it.
The ring brought us a putrefied ghost bride. Then we got the book, the pill box, the weird samples. Every item from the attic comes from a monster we just confronted. Touching the forbidden and the misfortune will befall you. We can find stories of this kind in many civilizations, but what if we used to fight back?
Not to wait for the monsters, but summon them to us.
Exactly! If you want, we can select which ones to summon first. If you carefully look into each of these, you will find that these items have a lot to tell us. If we plan their arrivals and predict their weaknesses in advance, victory will absolutely be ours. There's no doubt this is the craziest carnival ever.
The delirious fog, the attic filled with curses, the rainy night and the countless monsters. I praise you, my beloved cabin in the woods! That's right. This is where all the stories are leading to. Jack the Drowner, the monster crying under the water, and the bride sinking into a glistening mirror. Here must be the center of all that happened. This is where the ghost stories we encountered at the campsite were created, and now they have led us here. What we need to do next is find the clues hidden here and let the clues build our story. Huh? I think it just showed up out of nowhere, like a ghostly figure appearing behind you. A lighthouse in the lake. Lighthouse.
Is the lighthouse in the lake also a classic element in horror stories?
Well, not quite. But it can be a good place for horror stories. In the middle of a huge, gloomy lake, a lighthouse stands there like the fang in a monster's mouth. You can't find any place better than this to hide a horrifying secret. And there's even a boat here. You should know that a campsite horror movie couldn't exist without a little boat.
The man behind the scene is much simpler than I thought. Maybe he really is a child. Like those evil kids in the movies. Despite their evil nature, they can only perform the evil deeds through simple means. Honestly, can't we just show her our sincerity and care?
To share something from the bottom of our heart, to cure her agony caused by the antagonist's lonely childhood? Oh, come on, seriously? First we persuaded her with love and care, then we presented the Deus Ex Machina. Now we're doing this?
This is the worst antagonist ever! Everything is so screwed. Commentators won't write anything nice for us. Well, if it were them to write the story, characters like me would always fail to live long enough to see the end. So I don't oppose to end this peacefully. But to end it like this...
Aren't you happy? They did it, like what you said. Some emotional and comforting plots. Eventually, it shows us that love always wins.
Miss Tooth Fairy, that was a joke. A joke to show you my sense of humor.